Have you ever done this? You finish a tough workout, you're drenched in sweat, your legs are shaking, and then you go home and think, I'm trying to lose fat, so I'm not eating tonight. Sounds disciplined, right? Wrong. If you train and then don't eat anything, you're not being hardcore. You're just sabotaging your own progress. Today, we're going to talk about something most people get completely wrong. Should you eat after a workout? And more importantly, what actually happens if you don't? First, what happens inside your body when you train? Let's simplify this. Your body runs on stored energy called glycogen. Don't worry about the fancy word. Just think of glycogen as your body's backup battery. It's stored mainly in your muscles and your liver. When you exercise, especially hard training, you drain that battery. A typical person stores roughly 300 to 500 grams of muscle glycogen, plus about 100 grams in the liver. During a tough session, that battery drops fast. Now here's the problem. If you don't eat after trafter, that battery drops fast. Now here is the problem. If you don't eat after training, you are not recharging it, and your body doesn't like that. Next time you train, you'll feel low energy, weak performance, faster fatigue, poor recovery. You think you are burning extra fat. But your body is actually shifting into energy-saving mode.
Low power.
And that is not good for progress. But if I eat after working out, won't I get fat? This is one of the biggest myths out there. Yes, after exercise, your body absorbs nutrients more efficiently. But here is the real question. Absorbs into what? Let's use a simple example. Imagine eating one ball of rice. If you eat it randomly during the day and you are already in a calorie surplus, some of that energy might be stored as fat. But if you just finished a hard workout, that same bowl of rice is much more likely to go toward replenishing glycogen, refilling your battery. Research shows that immediately after exercise, your body's glycogen synthesis rate increases dramatically. If you delay eating for several hours, that replenishment slows down significantly. In simple terms, eat after training, fuel recovery. Skip it, 2D delay, recovery. Same food, different timing, different outcome. What happens if you don't eat? Let's talk real consequences. In research comparing post-workout, nutrition, own group, barrel ate, another consumed carbohydrates, and semi-solid food. When tested, again later, the group that didn't eat experienced fatigue much earlier. The group that refueled, they lasted nearly twice as long. This isn't about willpower, it is about fuel. You wouldn't expect your phone to last all day at 5% battery, so why expect your body to? Strength training is even more serious. If you are doing strength training, this becomes even more important, because lifting weights doesn't just drain energy. It creates micro damage to muscle fibers. That's normal, that's actually how muscle growth works. You train, you create stress, you recover, your body rebuilds stronger. This rebuilding process is called supercompensation. Don't worry about the term. Just think of it like leveling up after a boss fight, but leveling up requires materials. Those materials are carbohydrates to restore glycogen, protein to repair muscle tissue. Studies show that within the first few hours after strength training, muscle protein synthesis can increase by up to 300%. That means your body is actively rebuilding. If you don't provide nutrients, the construction site slows down. No bricks, no building. So, what should you eat after training? Let's keep it simple. After a workout, prioritize fast-digesting carbohydrates, high-quality protein. Fast carbs like white rice, bread, potatoes, or even honey can help stimulate insulin. And insulin isn't the villain people think it is. Post-workout, insulin acts like a delivery driver. It helps shuttle nutrients into your muscles. This window, roughly 1 to 2 hours after training, is often called the golden period. You don't have to panic and eat in 5 minutes. But don't wait half the day either. Strength training versus cardio. Is there a difference? Yes. Cardio primarily drains energy. Strength training drains energy and increases protein breakdown, so protein needs are higher if you are lifting weights. General guidelines: sedentary individuals, about 0.9 g protein per kilogram body weight per Dalton Y. Endurance athletes, about 1.3 g per kilogram per Dalton Y. Strength training, about 1.6 to 1.8 g per kilogram per Dalton Y. For example, an 80 kilograms man doing strength training may need around 130 to 145 grams of protein daily. That might look like a scoop of protein powder, eggs, chicken breast, lean meat in regular meals. And no, more isn't always better. Beyond a certain point, extra protein won't increase muscle synthesis. It may simply be stored as energy. What about milk and fruit? A lot of people just drink milk and eat fruit after working out. That is fine. Milk is actually a great recovery food. Protein, calcium, electrolytes. But here is one tip. Avoid combining milk immediately with highly acidic fruits like oranges. The acidity can interfere with digestion. Wait about an hour, small detail, but it matters. Final takeaway. If you train and then refuse to eat, thinking it speeds up fat loss, you are hurting your next workout. You are slowing recovery. And you may even reduce muscle building signals. Eating after training doesn't cancel your workout. It completes it. Train hard, refuel properly, recover. Well, that is how progress happens. If this helped you rethink post-workout nutrition, let me ask you, are you currently eating after your workouts or skipping meals? Let me know in the comments. And remember, your body doesn't reward punishment. It rewards smart consistency. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, follow, and share. That way, you won't miss the next one. See you next time.